Hi! I thought I'm gonna welcome you with a big smile on my face today. So yeah, hi, welcome. Today we're gonna talk about 3 biggest ideas that you could use to improve your fluency in English. Yes, so this is a very serious video. I really mean it. Yeah, I have 3 really good ideas, something that is gonna push you out of your comfort zone. Okay, let's get started with the first one that I have for you. First one is start speaking from day 0, and day 0 is today. Okay, so start speaking from today. Yeah, what you're doing is you're reading too much into the grammar, the technicalities of the language. You wanna perfect your verbs, you wanna perfect your grammar and everything that we know about English. I mean, most of those things I don't even realize if I did ever pay attention to, because my focus was always on speaking English fluently, and learning a language was never something that you could do in bits and pieces. Let's learn grammar today. Alright, we're gonna do verbs next. Alright, we're gonna take up tenses tomorrow. No, that's not how we learn a language, right? If you really want to improve your spoken English, the only thing that you have to do is start speaking in English, because that is the most uncomfortable thing to do. What you're doing is you're trying to do the comfortable things first. You wanna indulge too much into learning about the technicalities of the language. कहाँ पे have आता है, कहाँ पे had आता है, कहाँ पे ये आता है, आप बोलना शुरू करो. You will make mistakes, right? When you make mistakes, you're gonna get corrected. Somebody will correct you. Ask people to correct you around you. It's alright. It's okay to get corrected. It's okay to make mistake first of all. It's alright to make mistake, because even if it was your mother language, even then you could have made a mistake. It's alright. That's how we always learn, don't we? We make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes, right? So you make mistakes. It's alright, and that's how you learn. There is no shame in making mistakes. Okay, now coming back to my point. When you start speaking in English, learning the language is a side effect of it. You will automatically improve. Today you will stutter a little, you're gonna be hesitant. Tomorrow the stuttering is gonna go down, you're gonna be a little more confident, and that's how it keeps on improving with every passing day. It happens exactly the same way for me, for everybody else. And remember, this is a good thing, and that's why you want to learn it. And since it is a good thing, it has value in it. It is going to charge you in the shape of your discomfort. It's gonna charge you in the shape of it. Obviously, it may cost you a little bit of money too, but the real cost lies in your discomfort to accept that this is something that I do not know. I have to start practicing, I have to start speaking so that I get better at it, so that I improve in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep a top-down approach, okay? We are looking at a problem from the top, and the problem is that I'm unable to speak in English fluently, okay? And the solution is right in front of me, and the solution is that I have to start speaking in English whatever little I know, okay? And we will start with that. Gradually it is gonna get okay. Do not spend too much time on theory, okay? Do not waste too much time on theory. Grammar, tenses, ये सब आप अपने आप सीख जाओगे. It's gonna get automatic for you. शुरू तो करके देखो यार. Just start and you will see for yourself if it is working for you or not. You start today, no? Okay? Don't you think this is a good strategy? I feel it is a very good strategy to learn anything in life. Whatever, you want to learn to cycle, you start cycling. You fall down once or twice, and then you gradually understand, ये नहीं करना है. This is what is not to be done, and that's how you learn. Learning is always a side effect, right? It's a side effect of trying. Learning is a side effect of trying. You try harder, right? It's a good thing that you want to learn. It's gonna add value to your life. It's gonna add so much value to your confidence, and that's why you wanna learn it. I speak such simple language, such simple English. I really never come across somebody who speaks as simple as I do. So the focus has to be on speaking simple English only. Next idea is to give hours to speaking in English, okay? And my suggestion is 100 hours. Okay, devote 100 hours to speaking in English. Okay, you could do 30 minutes a day. I know, how can somebody learn a language like that? Yeah, somebody can. A lot of us can. You just have to try. Okay, this way you will be able to quantify on your effort. If you have a target of number of hours to speak in English, you'll be able to quantify your effort. Abhi kya hai? It's all about feeling. I'm feeling I've spoken enough today. That feeling may or may not be right. You may be thinking, and this is exactly what happens in the calories that you take in, the food that you eat in a day. You generally assess less than you actually have eaten. You feel you've eaten 2500 calories, but if you actually count the number of calories that are going inside your body, they may be over 4000 calories. Okay, you're getting my point. So we humans have a tendency, we have a bias towards ourselves when it comes to measuring something that we're trying to do, right? So if you quantify the number of hours that you are gonna devote to speaking in English. Let's have a tracker. Okay, we did make a tracker for you, by the way. You want to use it? I'm going to list it down in the description. Okay, you could use that tracker and start quantifying. Like, have a conscious effort of speaking in English for these many minutes in a day. You may feel that this is impractical, this sounds stupid, but you know what? Somebody sitting next to you is going to adopt the idea, learn the idea, use the idea, and get ahead of you if you do not take it seriously. So instead of questioning the process, instead of questioning the idea, use the idea, because this is something that I have done. English is not my first language. I'm able to speak in English properly only because I've practiced it too much. And I feel there's one more thing that has really helped me, and that is my love for the language. I really love this language. There's no harm in loving any other language. Okay, of course, there is a lot of, your mother tongue can never be replaced. That is the best, the most comfortable language, the most homely language that you will ever speak, the most easy language. But you could at the same time have love for something else too. I've always been fond of learning to speak in English. I've always been fond of this language, and probably because of this love or maybe this liking for the language, I may have learned more. It's like that, you know, when you develop fondness for something, you tend to attach more importance to it, and you take a deeper dive into it, you put in extra efforts into it, and of course you learn extra because of all of this, right? That's how it happens for everything and for everyone. So what happens is that when you start by giving it a few minutes every day, and those minutes convert into hours gradually, what is happening is that you start to think in English more. And that shift happens percentage by percentage. Nothing, no learning can happen like this. You cannot get perfect at anything in a day. It takes time. Rome was not built in a day. Yeah? You remember that saying? So Rome was not built in a day. Your language, your proficiency in the language is not going to be built in a day. It's going to take you time. Okay? So you have to gradually go from this much practice today, a little more tomorrow, a little more then, and then the practice is growing. And your discomfort, which is right now probably here, is going to keep coming down. And there's going to be a point when the two of them are going to meet and say hello to each other because you're comfortable. You're comfortable with the discomfort now, and the discomfort doesn't hurt you as much anymore. Yeah? So that's how it is. And there will be a day when the discomfort is going to be really, really low, and your proficiency is going to be really, really high. And because you're speaking so much of the language, you will automatically develop a flair for the tenses and for the grammar and everything around the language, everything that the language is built of. You will gradually improve all of these things together. Okay? And remember, it happens percentage by percentage. Nothing can be done in a day or two. It has to be done over a long period of time. So it starts to seep into your subconscious, right? You started with a conscious mind and it gradually moves to your subconscious, and then it becomes automatic for you, okay? So you give it input and do not bother about the output. The output is gonna be automatic, okay? Karma, it's gonna be all automatic. Do not care about that. Let's move to the last point number 3. Good enough is good enough. That is point number 3. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that if you're being able to convey your message, okay, with whatever limited words and vocabulary you're using, and if it is good enough, then you do not have to bother any longer, okay? You have to focus on speaking simple English. You don't want to be Shashi Tharoor. I mean, what I mean is that he's really good. I mean, in his English language. We don't have to aim for that. I have never aimed for that in my life. Never. The people whom I used to admire for their English have always been the people who would speak simple English, simple, calm English. They would not rush through their words. They would just pace out words and speak in a way that I would be able to understand. And that is important to me as a listener if I'm speaking with somebody. Their point of view should be clear to me. The message should be conveyed to me. Speak calmly the way I speak. I speak calmly, yeah. Some of you do complain that I do not, but most of you always agree that I do speak calmly, and you admire that about me. And since you admire that about me, the way I speak calmly and relaxed, you have to develop that in you. You don't have to. Fluency does not mean rushing. Fluency does not mean you're sitting on a horse and the horse is being beaten from the back. No, fluency does not mean that. Fluency only means that a certain level of speed is maintained, a calm, relaxed level of speed. Words are coming out automatic. Too much effort is not visible on the face. And person is comfortable speaking the language, and that is fluency, okay? Did I explain that properly? I think I did. One more thing, one last thing before I end the video, and that is that do not make this your life goal. Learning to speak in English is a goal, but it cannot be a life goal, okay? Don't make your life about it, okay? This cannot be the most important thing to do. Just keep it. The importance should be okay. The importance cannot be there, okay? Do not embarrass yourself. Do not feel awkward about it, because this is a thing to do, but this is not the most important thing to do. Do not make it your life goal. भाई English नहीं आती तो मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, मैं तो किसी काम का नहीं हूँ. It's not even true. These are stories you're telling yourself. Okay? I'll meet you again in the next video. Till then, you have to take care of yourself and you have to adopt these 3 ideas. Be friends with them. Don't hate them. Okay? Use them. Improve your English. I'll see you again soon.